Good morning, fourth graders. This is lesson 13, unit 1, and we're going to continue with our addition and subtraction, but now we're going to be doing more problem solving. So there is a lot of reading in today's lesson and today's work. And so if you stick around for the end and you want to hear me read it, I will read every problem, but I know some of you are comfortable with reading it on your own and working without having to listen to me. So there will be that option at the end. So we're going to get into a lot of problem solving today. So you're going to need your workbook pages 37 to 40 today, and then you'll also need a pencil. You might want scratch paper or your whiteboard as well, just so you have more space to spread out your work. We're going to be working with some large numbers today. And so the beginning of this lesson is just figuring out how do we write and then solve our word problems. And so let's look at the top of page 37. And so we'll open up to page 37 right now. And at the top of page 37, you're going to see 4 different types of problems. And actually not really 4 different types of problems, but all of these are, 3 of them are math mountains that we've talked about. I believe it was last week or 2 weeks ago, where we know our whole is at the top. We call that our sum, and then the 2 parts that add together make up that sum. Well, they've also written an equation for us. So with this one, our total, our sum is 747. And 278 plus a will get us to 747. We know a is a variable, and so we don't know what it is, but we got to solve it. And so they write their equation this way. Some number, a, plus 278 equals 747. Think about how we can write that in a different way. We want to use the inverse operation. So we know the inverse operation of addition. That opposite is subtraction. So we're going to write it using subtraction. And so another way we could write this is we could say, well, if you start with your 747 and you take away 278, you're going to be left with a. So these 2 equations are saying the exact same thing. They just use the inverse operations of each other. One is addition, one is subtraction. And so if you were to solve this problem now, you could solve for a. And you could tell me what a equals. So if we did that subtraction, we take 747, we minus 278, a is then going to equal 469. And so this is how we're going to show our work, and we're going to show our answers today. We're not only going to be just looking for that answer. In this case, yes, the answer is 469, but part of that answer is the equation, because we want to write out the equation for every problem today. And so this is very important on the top here. 747 minus 278 is equal to a, and then what a equals. Okay, b minus 346 equals 587, right? So we know that these 2 parts combine together to get to our sum of b, but we don't know what b is, right? So try and rewrite this equation using addition now. Okay, so where something equals b. All right, so try and write that now. Pause it if you need to. Yeah, right here, we know these 2 parts at the bottom are going to combine together to get to our sum of b. So 346 plus 587 equals b. All right, I'm not going to tell you the answer to what b equals, but I want you to figure that out now and write that on the second line, just like we did with a over here. And now number 3, 933 is our sum, and our 2 parts are c and 346. See if you can figure out how to write that equation and then solve for c. A hint is this problem is very, very similar to the first one. Okay? And then let's look at number 4. It's a new style of picture, but it's that same idea. Our sum is at the top, and you could draw in a couple of little lines here if you wanted to and make this just like a math mountain, just like we had before. That's the exact same thing, guys. But really what this shows is one of our smaller parts, e, plus 469 equals 747, excuse me. And so I want you now to try and write your equation down here and then also solve for e. Okay, so think about that. It's just like a math mountain, like our first 3 were. Just a different way to look at it if you like this style better. Okay, and so pause it now if you need to and finish up those first 4. And this is the idea that we're going to use the entire lesson today, okay? And so now you're going to be writing equations on the top line, and then I do want you to solve it too. And so if you need to make drawings on the side over here, you can. I'm going to use what we've learned with subtraction and addition to just show my work over here. Okay? And so let's read the problem first and see if we can figure it out. Of 800,000 species of insects, of 800,000 species of insects, about 560,000 undergo complete metamorphosis. How many species do not undergo complete metamorphosis? And so I know what's important in here is we have 800,000 species of insects. This amount here do undergo it, and we want to know how many do not undergo it. So I have to take my total, and I need to get rid of all the species that undergo a complete metamorphosis. And my equation is now going to look something. There's two different parts that you could have. Something like this. We used n for our variable. Okay. And so these are either or. So you could have something like this first one here, where n, our unknown, plus 560 gets you to 800, right? Or you could have your variable as what your answer is going to be. So you know you're going to have 800,000 minus 560,000 equals something, that n, okay? And the way we would solve this, I'd show my work on the side over here. 0 minus 0 is 0, 0, 0, comma to tell me I'm about to go into the thousands place. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 6 is 6, right? Oh, wait, I can't do that. If I have 0, I can't take 6 away. So I need to move to my next place value, ungroup it. I'm going to take 1 from the 8, make it 7, and then I'm going to give 10 next door. So 10 plus 0 is going to keep me at 10. So now I can do 10 minus 6. Be careful, guys. Don't forget about our rules of subtraction. And then 7 minus 2. Or excuse me, 7 minus 5 is 2. And so your answer should look something like this, right? And really what I did here is I would probably have written it this way, because that's exactly how I solved it over here, but this way is also correct as well, all right? And my answer was about 240,000 species. So now you're going to continue working on these word problems. Excuse me. You're going to continue working on these word problems on page 37 and 38, right? And then make sure on the top we're putting our equation and our answer, whatever n equals, or a, or whatever you chose as your equation, we're going to put our answer down on the second line. Show all your work over here. Some of these numbers are pretty big, so you may need something else to work on as far as scratch paper or your whiteboard goes. And then page 39 is going to be working with money. And so we don't treat subtraction any differently when we're working with money than we would as if we were doing any other type of subtraction. So we're going to continue to remember the same sort of process we used in the ungrouping when we need to, and to subtract money as well. And then the last page, the only difference that you'll have on page 40, you are going to be working, with some money again and some other styles of problems. But what we're going to be doing, it just says solve each problem, check your answer using the inverse operation. So if you solve with subtraction, that inverse is addition. So use the addition on the side to check your answers. If you solve it with addition, check your answer with subtraction. So you're solving it two different ways, but you're double checking yourself to make sure you got it right. And then our buddy the Puzzled Penguin is back, and he went to Bill's outdoor wear, and he screwed something up. See if you can figure it out, and then try and write your response to the penguin to explain what he screwed up. Okay, so your next steps now are to continue listening to the word problems if you want to, right? If you're ready to just work, I will let you go, or your teacher will let you go, and you can read them independently, and you're going to finish page 37 to 40. If you have any questions at all, go ahead and ask your teacher. It may be a good idea to stick around and just listen to the word problem so you know exactly what it's asking. And then there's homework 113 in Think Central. Okay, so I know some of you are logging off right now, Work hard. Good luck. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to read the word problems right now since there are so many of them. Okay. So if we start with number 6, I'm not going to talk much about them. I'm just going to read them. So you'll be pausing it after the video if you need, or after each problem if you need to. The Great Pyramid of Giza has about 2 million stone blocks. A replica has 1,900,000 fewer blocks. How many blocks are in the replica? Number 7, last year 439,508 people visited the Science Museum. This is 46,739 fewer visitors than this year. How many people visited the Science Museum this year? I'm going to go on to page 38. Remember, pause these after each one so you have some time to work on them. At the end of the baseball game, there were 35,602 people in the stadium. There were 37,614 people in the stadium at the beginning of the game. How many people left before the game ended? This year, Pinnacle Publishing printed 64,924 more books than Premier Publishing. If Pinnacle printed 231,069 books, how many books did Premier print? Number 10, Mary drove her car 2,483 miles during a road trip. Now she has 86,445 miles on her car. How many miles did her car have before her trip? The Yellow River in China is 5,465 kilometers long. It is 4,295 kilometers longer than the Elbe River in Europe. How long is the Elbe River? Not sure if I said that name of the river right. A bridge is 1,595 feet long. Each cable holding up the bridge is 1,983 feet longer than the bridge itself. How long is each cable? And then as we move to the, these are the money problems. Sandra had $140 to spend on new clothes for school. She bought a shirt for $21. You can use a model to help you find out how much money she has left. Okay, so you can use pictures of the model to do that as well, or you can solve it using what you know about subtraction and addition. And then solve each of these problems. It says Jason had $30. He gave $18 to his brother. How much money does Jason have left? Elena's coach had some money to spend on softball equipment. She spent $76 on bases. She has $174 left. How much did she have to start? Number 15, the school science club raised $325. After buying equipment for an experiment, they had $168 left. How much did they spend? Number 16, Amy's family has a budget of $850 for buying new furniture. They buy a couch for $575. How much is left in their furniture budget? And now that last page, guys. Remember, you want to check these using that inverse operation. Number 17, Mrs. Washington has $265. She wants to buy shoes for $67 and dresses for $184. Does she have enough money? Explain your answer. So you can explain your answer with your work. So your check and your double check will explain your answer. And number 18, Terrell wants to run at least 105 miles during the month. He ran a total of 87 miles during the first 3 weeks of the month. If he runs 25 miles in the 4th week, will he make his goal? Explain. And so show your work for that and check it with the inverse. And let's read about that penguin. Dear math students, my friend is taking a trip to Antarctica. He gave me $112 to buy him some clothes. I tried to buy a parka and 2 pairs of wool socks, but the clerk said I didn't have enough money. I added the cost like this. 98 plus 12 equals 110. Can you help me figure out what I did wrong? Your friend, the puzzled penguin. Write a response to the penguin, tell him what he did wrong. And then if the puzzled penguin wanted to buy a parka and a hat, what would the total be? Does he have enough money? Okay, so go ahead and rewind those as you need them. Ask your teacher if you need help. Good luck.